Okay, now we're going to look at some examples that apply the limit laws. Remember, we looked at one of the limit laws that showed us that when we were finding the limit of a polynomial as x approaches c, that we can just plug in the value of c everywhere that we have an x. So the limit as x approaches c of x cubed plus 4x squared minus 3 will be c cubed plus 4c squared minus 3. We also looked at a limit law for rational functions. Remember, rational functions are the quotient of two polynomial functions. And the same limit law applies. As long as c is in the domain of the function, does not make our denominator 0, then we can find the limit as x approaches c of this rational function by just substituting c everywhere we have an x. So that will be c to the fourth plus c squared minus 1 divided by c squared plus 5. Now this is a limit of a root function. By applying the limit laws, we can do the same thing. The limit as x approaches negative 2 of the square root of 4x squared minus 3. Since negative 2 is in the domain of this function, we can just substitute in negative 2 for x. So this will be the square root of 4 times negative 2 squared minus 3. That will be the square root of 4 times negative 2 squared is 4. Next we multiply 4 times 4 is 16. So we have the square root of 16 minus 3, or the square root of 13. So the limit as x approaches negative 2 of the square root of 4x squared minus 3 is the square root of 13. Here's another example of a rational function. We have the limit as x approaches negative 1 of x cubed plus 4x squared minus 3 divided by x squared plus 5. Notice that negative 1 is again in the domain of this function. Negative 1 will not make our denominator 0. So the limit as x approaches negative 1 of this rational function we can find by just plugging in negative 1 everywhere we have an x. So that will be negative 1 cubed plus 4 times negative 1 squared minus 3 divided by negative 1 squared plus 5. Remember, we do our exponents first, so negative 1 cubed is negative 1 plus negative 1 squared is positive 1 minus 3, and on the bottom we have negative 1 squared, which is positive 1, plus 5. This will give us negative 1 plus 4 minus 3 in the numerator and 1 plus 5 in the denominator. When we add across the top, negative 1 plus 4 is 3, minus 3 is 0, and 1 plus 5 is 6. So we have 0 divided by 6, which is 0.